Hey there, decluttering friends. Welcome back to the JJ's Declutter podcast, where we will help you simplify your space, live with intention, and of course, declutter.
That's right. And I'm Julie.
And I'm Janis. And today we're tackling a super timely and practical topic: your spring seasonal clothing swap and storage.
Yep, it's that time of year again. Out with the heavy coats and boots and in with the light, breezy, springy outfits.
But if you've ever felt overwhelmed by this process, wondering where to start, what to keep, or how to store everything properly, don't worry, we've got your back.
By the end of this episode, you'll have a clear, simple system for swapping out seasonal clothes without stress, plus expert storage tips to keep your wardrobe fresh and organized.
So grab your favorite drink, or better yet, start sorting through your closet while you listen, and let's get into it. So let's start by prepping for our seasonal swap. But before we start tossing sweaters into bins, let's talk about setting yourself up for success.
Absolutely. First, you're going to want to pick the right time to do this. This is not one of our quick 12-minute tasks before you run out the door. It's not even a fast pitch minute. You're definitely going to want to give yourself time.
We figure you should set aside at least an hour, maybe more, if you're dealing with a large wardrobe. And make sure you have space to spread things out.
Yes. So let's talk about gathering your supplies. Before you start, you want to get everything that you need together. You're going to want storage bins or vacuum seal bags. You're going to want labels or just masking tape and a marker, cedar blocks or lavender sachets. Those are going to keep the bugs away. And a donation box for anything that you're ready to share with the world.
Oh, and don't forget these two other things. You're going to want a trash can because you're going to be emptying your pockets and throwing away tissues and even those items that are no longer worthy of even donating.
Mhm.
And have a laundry basket nearby because trust me, you'll find items that need a quick wash before being stored.
Absolutely. So let's do a quick decluttering before we start packing. So before you're going to store your winter clothes, you do want to do this quick declutter. And you're just going to ask yourself a few questions. And did I wear this past winter? If not, why not? Is it damaged or worn out? Does it still fit? And does it match with your current style?
And if the answer is no, it's time to donate or toss it.
And if you're struggling to let go, try the maybe box trick. So you're going to put those you're just not sure items in its own tote with a label on it and call it your maybe box. And so check back in with it in 6 months or so. Or if you're in the middle of summer and you decide, oh, what did I put in this box? You may be able to open it up and say, oh, I really don't like that shirt and get rid of something right then. But if you set a reminder for yourself to check back in with this, then you're going to be able to go through this box really quickly when the time is up.
Yep. So, step two, we want to talk about storing your winter clothing the right way. And since you've decluttered things, let's talk about storing the things that you've decided to keep.
Absolutely. Your first rule is everything must be clean before storing. And that's why Janice reminded you to have a laundry basket handy. Even if it looks clean, body oils and dirt can attract pests.
And now for the actual storage. Bulky coats and sweaters, you may want to use breathable fabric bags or plastic bins.
Mhm.
Delicates, those fabric like wool or cashmere. Let's store those in cotton garment bags with cedar blocks. And boots or shoes, especially the long boots, stuff them with paper or buy the inserts or even cut up old pool noodles so they don't lose their shape.
Exactly. Oh, and avoid these mistakes. No cardboard boxes. They attract pests. And we actually have a woman that we know that had to basically, her entire home became
Mhm.
infested with moths because of a couple cardboard boxes she had her
It
clothing
was
stored in.
terrible.
And it was, so we want all of you, please don't use cardboard boxes for your clothing. Um, you also want to say no to plastic bags for long-term storage because hello, mildew. There's no hanging of your heavy sweaters because as you know, they stretch. So,
Exactly. Fold those sweaters instead and stack them neatly.
okay, all right, now's the fun part. Bringing in your spring clothes. Let's talk about organizing this spring wardrobe of yours.
So, step one, give your closet a quick refresh. We're not talking about deep cleaning, but wipe down the shelves, vacuum the floor, and let's get rid of any dust.
You bet. And then swap out your storage bins. So your winter bins are going out and the spring bins are coming in.
And now here's where people get stuck because what's the best way to organize your clothes? Should you organize it by color or type or by occasion?
Exactly. I say, why not all three? You can do it by type using, like all the dresses together, all the pants together, all the tops together. You can do it by occasion. So you have your casual, you have your work, and then you have your dressy. You can also do it by frequency. So you want to keep your everyday favorites in easy reach. So they need to be in there. Everyone knows by now that 20% of the clothes that you have, you wear 80% of the time. So don't give into that 80% taking up so much space when these are the things you always wear over here.
And another thing, don't forget to do a mini try on session because that can save you from keeping clutter in your closet. I mean, if you try something on and you don't like it, then don't keep it.
Exactly. If it doesn't fit or flatter or feel good, then let it go.
Yep, let it go. So now we're up to step four, which are advanced storage strategies, because we're going to go deeper and talk about storing those off season clothes, especially when you have a small space.
You bet. If you are low on storage, as I am, you want to have, you can utilize those under bed bins.
Mhm.
Some are just short, others are short with wheels. Those are kind of nice. You want to use hanging organizers, um, multi-use furniture like those ottomans that open up that are storage. Or, for instance, we have downstairs, we have our coffee table is a trunk that we made into a coffee table. And so the old the quilts and things like that get stored in there. Well, you can also do that with clothing. So, we don't need to get into those trunks very often, but it sure is nice to have that extra storage space around. So try some multi-use furniture that you may not have realized was there for
And if
you.
you're really short on storage, your luggage that's unused and just sitting in storage, you can also use that to store pieces that you don't use or clothing that you don't use all the time. But
Right.
if you hate seasonal swaps, this might be time to try a capsule wardrobe approach because you'll have fewer pieces that will hopefully work year round.
A lot of people have questions about capsule wardrobes and what they are, and it is basically A capsule wardrobe is a mix and match wardrobe. So you have just some basic pieces in basic colors that you usually wear, and then you can add different things to it. You can put different accessories or a different jacket or different pants with that shirt and jacket. And being able to mix and match, that's what a true capsule wardrobe will do. Very few
And
pieces and a lot of options.
a lot of times you see capsule wardrobes talked about for travel because you definitely don't have a lot of space when you're only living out of a suitcase. So you'll often see where they say you should have 5 tops, 4 pants, 3 pairs of shoes, 2 I mean, that's how
Yeah.
they talk about capsule wardrobes.
Right. And honestly, my sister and I went to England a few years ago and for 2 weeks, and we lived out of a carry-on suitcase, and that was it. And it worked really well. So I've actually done it and it worked. So okay, so we had someone that asked us, she, like me, does not have a lot of storage space. And she said, I don't have a ton of storage space, but what's the best way to store off-season clothes when I have a tiny closet?
And this is a great question. And those vacuum seal bags, those are going to be a game changer for the bulky items.
Mm, you really are. And use your vertical space, stackable bins, hanging shelves, even a rolling garment rack. But for small spaces, obviously a rolling garment rack is not going to be an option. And so we would go more with you. We would go more to using more of the vertical, the stackable bins, the hanging, if you can add a hanging shelf in your closet, you can get a lot of things in that. For instance, your sweaters that you don't want to hang.
Yeah. And as you store your winter clothes, leave notes for next year. Like, did you wear everything? Were you missing a key item? Because as spring is coming, things are going to be going on sale. If you need to pick up a basic piece like a new black turtleneck or something like that, now's the time to be aware of the sales. And so you can put in the new one and get rid of the old one.
You bet. You're going to be so glad that you did this. You can leave yourself a note. I loved this sweater, wore it all the time. You can leave a note that says, I am still not sure about this coat.
Hmm.
So that one could go in your maybe box.
All right, so that's a wrap. Hopefully, you feel ready to swap out your seasonal wardrobe without the stress.
And if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with a friend.
And don't forget, come join us at our ABC Declutter with JJ community on Facebook and tell us how your seasonal swap is going.
Oh, you bet. And you're going to find all the links that we talked about at abcdeclutter.com. So give us a check.
And until next time, keep it simple.
Keep it intentional.
And as always, keep decluttering.
We did it.